What's up YouTube? I'm just another guy and welcome to my Parks Premier League here with Billericay Town FC. So we're now at the 20 game mark in the season, just entered January. Sorry about it, I did it a game late, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference. We're still pretty much halfway through the season. I'm going to jump to the transfers because we have just entered January and I already had two coming in on the first, so here they are right here. Eloy Quelt coming in from Barcelona, a very young centre-back. These two are both 16 years of age. I just decided that I wanted to look at youngsters that I could bring in, then maybe the next generation of players. So this is the thinking behind the two signings I've already made in January. So as you see, a really good centre-back, determination and work rate of 18 and 14 respectively. That is great. Mentally this guy has got the stats built in. Of course, physically and technically, it can grow. And so, of course, I hope to maybe give him some game time. That is the thinking there. He is currently about 4th-5th choice, centre back. So how often they'll come along, I don't know. But he's playing the cup game already. He's played in the reserves. It's just about trying to get these players to their potential now. Overall, I think this is a good signing, though. 1.7 million is a pretty good price. David Mazas, again, another player. This time Real Madrid. We chose to go to the other Spanish giants and look at their youth team. And David Mazas is one of the players that stood out. A right back this time, 17 years of age. So just a bit older. He's pretty much, the same age as the other guy. This guy, again, pretty good built-in stats. This time physically and technically, he's pretty sound, for his age. Mentally as well, he's got really good built-in. I am hoping that, again, he can reach his potential. It is 5-star. Currently, again, like the other player, 1.5-star, just a championship player. But with Mark Oswald only on loan, Nikola Kresinger looking like, the only other senior right back that we have. This guy could be a backup for next season. He could then slowly rotate him into the team. He made an appearance for Real Madrid already in the league. Did he make one in the cup first season? No. So, made an appearance for Real Madrid. Okay, it wasn't great, but still an appearance is an appearance for a team like that. And again, making a couple appearances for us. So, overall, I think both of them players have a good future here at the side. Hopefully we can develop them. Again, worst comes to worst, with all the youth players that we do sign, I believe we can sell them on for a profit. And in terms of transfer budget remaining, we have 0, we have nothing. So I doubt there'll be much transfer action left. Although, it's hard to say. Maybe I'll just decide to sign someone else, or maybe someone going out will free up some money. Also, our wage budget has gone up. But, we're still about 254 grand a week. Yeah, you see there. Under our wage budget. So, we've still got a bit left available. So let's jump into the league table now with the transfers out of the way. And currently, last time around we sat 10th, which was very, very poor. Of course, I expected us to do a lot better than that. And currently this time round we sit in 5th. So we've definitely improved in comparison to our last update. We also sit drawn level on points with 4th place Arsenal, 37 points for a piece there. Liverpool have a game in hand with 34 points. So really all three of us could be on 37 points, with us being the lowest with the poorest goal difference. So, overall, pretty solid, what do you want to call it? Quarter of the season, second quarter of the season. Very, very good, well improved in comparison to our first quarter. 11 wins so far, 4 draws and 5 defeats. 35 goals scored. What does that do us in comparison to the league? So overall, scoring a lot of goals, 21 goals conceded. We're not conceding a lot either. So really, we're doing very well in terms of our attack and our defence. Attacking wise, it's not the same as maybe some of the teams above us, like United and City. But it's very good in comparison to the ones below us, to the ones that are fighting around us. It's pretty decent as well. And defensively, we're keeping up now with the big boys, which is nice to see. Again, like we're definitely improved in comparison to the last few years. Goal difference plus 10. Of course, I just said that we're the lowest. So I'm not going to show you the past positions because I think that gives away a bit too much in the fixtures. But we'll have a look at. We'll just go into the fixtures now straight away. So last time I saw you off, we had our Europa League match. And it was a very big win with Alan Brooks picking up the double. So after that, we had Arsenal in the league, and of course, this was going to be a big game. Last season, they beat us at the Champions League spot. So this year, I really wanted to beat them. Really wanted to prove that we were a better team than them, and we managed to with a 2-1 victory over them at home. We did miss a penalty with Christian Rodriguez, despite his age, despite he's really inexperienced, playing first team football. I decided I give him the penalty taking role because of his good penalty taking stats, but he seems to be missing a few, so I may need to think about dropping him from that. But overall, 2-1 victory. Cass Peters' goal ended up being a difference, as the game didn't really start until the second half in terms of goal, and it pretty much just erupted with a bang. Andre Karaman picking up just a minute after half time. They equalised pretty much straight away after that, and then 11 minutes later, Cass Peters scores and gives us what I believed at the time would be a winner, because it was just a pretty tight game, despite the fact they looked like they were dominating. You know, it's pretty hard to find a way through and get a kick opportunity. As you see here, Caspides from the halfway line, 3 on goal pretty much all the way, and he's experienced enough, composed enough to slot it past the keeper pretty easily. Overall, a great victory to take away from Arsenal, you know. Okay, it's at home. Okay, we should really want to be beating these teams now. We can't look at ourselves as that small Premier League team anymore. We've got to see us as a big team that are challenging for Champions League spots. And overall, we need to beat teams like this. So, great victory here. So, followed up with another really very good victory. And again, Caspides providing the difference as we beat Chelsea at home. Really again a home game. We beat them 1-0 at home. Alright, they got a man sent off after 10 minutes. And, you know, looking at the match stats, you'd say, you know, it was pretty evenly matched. I'll get the Chelsea ratings up. It's pretty evenly matched. You know, in fact, Chelsea probably deserved to win the game, despite the man being sent off. And with that in mind, with the man sent off as well, you'd probably say, you know, if they had 11 men on the pitch, they would have beaten us quite easily. But still, a Caspides goal in injury time of the first half ended up proving the difference. I guess, you know, tiredness kicked in for the Chelsea boys, and we just managed to capitalise on that. So overall, another great result, another vital 3 points to pick up. Chelsea, of course, a team that we're definitely going to be competing for the Champions League and Europa League spots now. And there you see a corner proving the difference there. So overall, 2 great victories, 3 important victories really, if you include the Europa League game, in quick succession. So that was very, very nice run of form to be on. We followed that up, of course, with a relatively easy victory over Ipswich away from home. You know, either way, away from home, a 1-0 victory is still quite good in my opinion. You know, okay, Ipswich are a team that we probably could beat, changing the team up slightly, you know, rotating the field a bit, but still, you know, away from home, anything can happen. You always got that slight bit of disadvantage, and Andre Karaman's goal proving the difference there. Then face Reading away from home. Reading are a tough team, especially at the Majestic, I've pointed this out before, and again, they proved a difficult challenge for us, you know, having a lot of shots. You know, we couldn't really run away with the game, although really looking back at the game, we should have done a lot better going forward with our chances. But again, can't really complain. I see this as a point gained rather than 2 points lost with the draw here. In the Europa League, to follow, we drew 0-0 with the whipping boys of the group, giving them their first points of the group so far. Just a poor performance away from home. Of course, away from home in Europe is going to be very, very difficult. You know, just going to a different country, playing in a different climate, can affect your players. And, you know, we just didn't play. We didn't play well going forward. And this is the problem with the Reading game, you know, 2 0-0 draws. Really disappointed because we are a team that have the ability to score goals. We pretty much play 3 strikers. Alan Brooks' natural position is a striker, despite the fact we play him as a right attacking mid. Caspides' natural position is a striker, and Andre Karaman is a striker. So really, going forward, we should pose a massive threat. But for some reason, we struggled to find the back of the net in this game. And like I say, whipping boys the group, we really should have, you know, beaten them 2-3-0 minimum. So, you know, that doesn't do great for us. We bounced back. We managed to at least get 2 goals this time, you know, proving that we still had the ability to score, sort of shaking off the shackles up front. As we beat Swansea 2-0 at home, Karaman and Banil providing us with 2 goals and earning us all 3 points against Swansea. After that, we placed Fulham and again a 2-0 victory, proving the difference. Clelios Carlos scoring his first 2 goals for Billericay, and also I think this was his first appearance for us in the league. I don't actually remember off the top of my head though. In the league, all competitions, we go to the Premier League. Yeah, in the Premier League, that was his first ever appearance for us, and he ended up, you know, playing amazingly. I did not expect it when I started him. I started him for rotation, for fitness and things like that, and he bagged 2 goals in that. And overall, you know, going forward, we didn't look like we were going to offer much apart from him. Look at this. Look at the team. Andre Bruno is playing centre mid, something I haven't done for a season now, pretty much almost 2 years since he played in that position. So, you know, the squad was rotated, and overall, I think we deserved the victory, yes. But, you know, it took a very inexperienced player to come our way with the goal. And we'll have a look at his first goal for the Billericay team. Why not, you know? Again, could be a bit of history if he goes on to develop to the player that he can become. You know, he could be an absolutely amazing player for us in the future. So in Parkway, big goal kick up front. Cressinger picks up a pretty free header. Poor defensive header back, and he latches onto it. And then it gives him a pretty easy first goal for the club and first goal in the Premier League. After that, we faced Stoke, and really disappointingly, we lost 3-1. Like I say, Stoke, you know, they can be a bit of a difficult team, a bit like a Reading, you know. At home, who knows what they can do because they've got that home advantage, because their squad isn't poor in any sense of the imagination. It's a very good team, you know. They've got a lot of good players in it. So overall, we have to play our best when we go to places like Stoke and Reading to come away with at least a point. And this time, Stoke showed they've got quality at home. and they dominated the game, and they thoroughly deserved the 3-1 win that they got. Andre Karaman picking us up the consolation goal in the end. In the Europa League, we faced our last game in the group, and we drew 1-1 with Schalke, with Cas Peter scoring very early on. Schalke ended up equalising, and disappointed not to come away with all 3 points here. We beat them away from home. Did we beat them away from home? I don't actually remember, sorry. I believe we did. No, we drew to them away from home, so really at home, I'd say we should have had the advantage. We should have had the upper hand. We should have come away with a win, and especially when you look at the match stats, we definitely should have walked away with all three points in the group. And because of the draw, we didn't actually qualify for the knockout round, and we needed to win the game. And Schalke would have had 11 points. St. Etienne would have had 10 points. We'd have had additional 2 points. That would have put us on 11 points. We would have qualified through with Schalke. Would have been happy days. We would have been through to the knockout round, but no. We got knocked out. Going into the game, we knew we had to win. I was throwing everything forward, trying to get that win in the game. We took the lead. All we had to do was hold out, but we couldn't do that enough. The draw against the Whipping Boys as well, Guatemala's, whatever their team is, I don't really care. They're not a great team, obviously. To draw against them as well, that's 2 points lost. I feel we dropped 4 points in the last 2 games, and that poor, we could have easily have topped the group. I'm really disappointed not to get to the knockout round. And, you know, you could say, oh, you're the inexperience of Europe. Our players obviously haven't played in Europe a lot. In fact, majority of our players, you know, are young, inexperienced players that we've picked up at a young age, so the only experience they've really had in Europe will be with us. So you could use that as an excuse, but we're a Premier League team. The Premier League is the top division in Europe in terms of reputation. We attract the best players. We have the best players. In comparison to the players of Schalke, I say we probably matched them, if not topped them, with the quality of players. So, and especially when we're trying to compete for Champions League football, our squad is obviously good enough to be in the Champions League. So the fact that we don't get to the knockout rounds of the Europa League, it really frustrates me, and it really disappoints me as well. And the money is there in the knockout round, so, you know, gutted, absolutely gutted, not to get to the knockout round of the groups. But again, I've got to look at positives, which we have to do. At least we don't have the games distracting us, and like Arsenal, like the teams above us trying to get Champions League do, you know, they have to play them extra games. At least our players will be fitter, and hopefully we can capitalise on that. After that game, we beat Southampton 2-1, with Karam proving a difference for us. And again, it's pretty evenly matched. At the end of the day, you know, clinical finishing from our team and a 74th minute goal after they equalised, you know, pretty much latching on lack of concentration for them after they scored the goal, providing us with all 3 points. And again, a pretty vital win in the race for 4th now. Then we face City at home. Still, I think City are a bit too far ahead of us, and you can see this season they've scored a lot more goals than anyone else in the league, and Glenn Vincent scoring a hat-trick against us shows that they've got amazing quality up front. Let's have a look at this player. So his finishing is 11. He's a centre attacking mid, so I'm looking at the wrong things here. And his passing 16, technique 17, dribbling is amazing, 19, almost 20. Overall, you know, what role I reckon he'd play? Probably advanced midfield role, probably. What do attacking midfielders normally play? I think I'm going to go, I think Juan Mata is an advanced playmaker attack as his favourite position, so we'll just look at that. You know, pretty much all his stats are there, and again, if you change his role slightly, you could get some physical stats there. You know, an amazing player, proved the difference, proved, you know, that our team can't compete with City as of yet, although I don't think we're too far off. 2-3 years, I reckon, max, we should be able to beat City quite comfortably on a good day. But as of now, you know, we couldn't. Disappointing though, especially when we look at we took the lead. We were actually 2-0 up at half time as well. You know, we've just fell asleep in the second half. We seem to have got complacent, and City latched on it and just showed us who was boss pretty much. In the last 3 games of the update, we won 2-0 against Burnley. Pretty easy game, you know, standard game, a game that we should have won, and we did quite easily, especially with the man sent off. Then we faced Tottenham in the League Cup. In the league. We drew 2-2 with them as Carlos picked up a double yet again, and Denis Obranovic picked up a goal against us as well. Disappointed that, you know, he's now scored 3 goals against us in 2 games this season, you know, especially when you look at his history, and he hasn't really played many games in the past couple of years, but he seems to just somehow know how to find a goal against us. And then the last game of the update, really I should have updated before the Tottenham game, you know, we went into January, I went into the FA Cup, and we lost to Scunthorpe in the Cup. I did play a heavily rotated team, you know, we had Conte, Mazas making a debut only a couple of days after signing, Qualis again making a debut, we had Andre Bruno playing a game, we had Stahl, you know, making a rare appearance for the team, Hilgebrandt as well, rare appearance, Botica, you know, making an appearance, although he's again not a regular, and he's a right attacking mid. I played him in the centre that game. You know, we just rotated the whole squad pretty much. Kevin Guetti got a very rare start for us. And despite, you know, the quality of players we have there, they couldn't overcome Scunthorpe. And overall, you know, disappointed with that. Scunthorpe are a team that we should easily brush past, should easily, you know, overcome. Look at that. Who was that? Yana Umvia is there. What am I looking at? There we go. Yana Umvia is their manager, and Roman Abramovich, I knew there's something I pointed out. Roman Abramovich is their owner. I don't understand how this happened. He's no longer owner of Chelsea, but he's owner of Scunthorpe. I don't really care, but I just thought it was a weird point to point out. So they beat us, and, you know, I don't understand. I mean, League One side, we'll have a look. Who's the player got man of the match? This guy got man of the match, Gillian Rodrigo. So we'll have a look at them stats. We'll have a look at, where is he? He's a midfielder. We'll have a look at Hilgebrand. He's probably one of our worst midfielders on the field. Easily better than him. Easily overdoes his quality. Really gutted to be out of the cup. But again, looking at positives, at least we're not in the cup. Arsenal will probably have the distraction of that still to deal with. They'll probably be battling on all fronts, Arsenal, actually. You know, they beat Leeds there, so hopefully, you know, the next time we update you, we can be in the Champions League spots. That is the ideal aim currently. As we see, top goal scorer DeAndre Karamin, 14 goals, almost catching up to Liverpool's Ivo Radotic. If I say that, Ivo, whatever his name is. So yeah, overall, you know, this quarter of the season has been a very, very good in terms of the league. In the cup, Europa League in specifically, you know, been poor. Really should have won our 2 games, and really should have quite easily have qualified. But again, we have to move on. FA Cup included in that as well. We really should have done better, but we'll have to move on. We'll have to just learn from the experience, and, you know, hopefully next quarter, like I say, we can be in the Champions League, and hopefully we can qualify for the Champions League this season, because I believe we can. You know, 2 years in a row will be, if we don't qualify anyway, it will be 2 years in a row that we have been very, very close to, and I would have been gutted that we didn't this season. We'll have a look at the awards for the current months that we've gone. So Clelios Carlos got a goal of the month in December for his goal against Fulham. I'll have a look at that one actually right now. I don't actually remember it. Fulham, it must have been his second goal, because obviously I showed you his first, and that was a defensive mistake. So we'll have a look at that one right now. If it deserves goal of the month, hopefully it'll get goal of the season. I don't think I've ever actually got a goal of the season in FM like I remember, because I don't really care about the award as itself. Look at that lovely header. Beautiful chip, I remember that now. Beautiful chip. It actually makes no sense how that goes in. I want to watch that again. In Paraguay, big ball up front. Bruno playing centre mid, headers it on, and then look at that. Free long ball, touches. The ball never touches the ground from the goal kick. Beautiful goal that is. I think that deserves it. You know, it's quite a unique goal, one that you'd be hard to come by too often. Manager month, did we get it in that? We got it in November. We managed to top it for the first time in a while. I think last season we won it once. Did we? I'm not too sure. But, you know, it's nice to win the manager of the month. You know, obviously our team was playing well, like I said, this quarter of the games. Manager of the year, it's a bit too early to be looking at that. Player of the month, look at that, dominated by City players. I think that just shows, I think they've pretty much won this title this year. Unless, you know, they have a really, really bad second half of the year. And the young player of the month, do we get any in that? We got Luis Alberto Shakura and Nicola Cressinger picking it up in December. What about November? Gustavo Cesar getting it in the left back, and Luis Alberto Shakura picking it up. You know, he's an amazing, you know, first season for us, Luis Alberto Shakura. Like I say, wonder kid. Really expected a lot from this guy, and he lives up to it. He lives up to it a lot. You know, look at that average match rating, 7.47. I'm definitely expecting he'll get a 7.2 average match rating minimum this season. Anything else I can really talk about? Financially, how are we doing? I don't expect we're doing great. Nope, 3.1 million in the red. We're projected to go up, but I doubt that's true. I mean, we've been projected to do a lot better at the start of the season, but of course when January hits, we're trying to sell players. We are currently trying to get rid of a few players to ease up the wage budget, but, you know, things happen and things like that. This month we've already spent, of course, a bit of transfer money. That doesn't help to make the financial situation any better, but you know, I think we'll live. It's like the Premier League. It's not like we're going to run out of money. It's not like we're going to get relegated and be hit quite hard financially. We'll do all right. We'll pick up the prize money from finishing hopefully fourth. That'll give us 23 million. Hopefully we'll have the Champions League money coming in. So I believe this is it for now. I don't think there's too much for me to really talk about. I don't think the tactic has evolved any more from when you've last seen it. Oh, that was at default. I don't think it has. We don't play offsides. Nope. So yeah, it's pretty much it for now, guys. Until next time, until the 3/4 of the way through the season, where, like I said, hopefully we can be Champions League. Hopefully we can be in a good position to build up and finish the season. I'd love to aim for third, but hopefully, like I say, fourth is the target. So until then, peace out.